everyone. Hey. It is your girl, Precious Williams, and welcome back to another exciting edition of the Keeping It Real with the Killer Pitchmaster Show. I'm your proud host, Precious Williams, and our episode today is on hashtag Easter Tea, pitching your business back to life. Now, as we know, and I just want to share with all of you, happy Easter, happy Resurrection Day. I went to church today and these past few weeks have just given me so much food for thought, about business, about books, about brands, about products and services. And here at the Keeping It Real with the Killer Pitchmaster Show, I love to talk about things with no fluff and no bull. Like when it comes to pitching your businesses or, your speaking brands or, products or service, I want you all to stand out in a major way. And so I know that it's Easter. I know you're probably out celebrating with your family, your friends, but I want to also address something. Jesus overcame death. And I know for a lot of us in times like this, especially with the pandemic and an economic downturn and social unrest, here in New York, we're dealing with violence on the subway, shootings, killings. It just seems like there's so much violence happening in the world. People are depressed. And I want to take a step back and share with you some of the things that I have learned and my clients have definitely taken account of in the last couple of weeks. And so when I talk about hashtag Easter tea, this is that tea. This is that true tea. I want you to sip it up. I want you to eat the meat, spit out the bones. And I want to talk about some real things in the world and why, as a killer pitchmaster, as a 13-time national elevator pitch champion, as a 4-time number one best-selling author, as a corporate trainer for big tech companies and financial services company, as a keynote speaker at events around the world. Yet you heard the world. And so, but y'all don't know, I was just booked for an international speaking engagement in Aruba. How? Pitching for profit. When there's people that know you that pitch you to people who can book you for incredible events. And I don't want you all to think that this happened overnight. It really was pitching my business back to life. It was speaking life into my clients, speaking life into companies, corporations, foundations, and nonprofits. But I really want to share with you boots on the ground, really tactics and techniques that have really helped me and my clients, especially in the last 2 weeks, right? So for those of you who do not know, this past week, two things happened. And then we're not even going to talk about when I was at the Western North Carolina Black Business Expo. So let's go to that first. So last weekend, I was in Asheville, North Carolina. I was brought there by Rika Harrison with the Western North Carolina Black Business Expo. I was there with closing keynote Robin Hatcher, with a morning keynote, the Soul Food Scholar, Adrian Miller. I was there with some really, really great speakers. And I was the kickoff speaker on last Friday night. Now, when I got there, I have to just tell y'all, it's nothing like getting out at a regional airport and being picked up in a Porsche, right? And you're like, oh, that's bragging. Oh, no. That was real life. That's the first time I've been picked up in a Porsche. Now, y'all remember my Tesla with the butterfly doors in Indianapolis with Halo Concierge with JP. Got and was driven to this beautiful place overlooking the mountains. Felt like I was in a lodge. Brought to this beautiful like duplex home, and it was just all me in there. And I remember calling my friends. I want y'all to know how real this is. I called my girl Nicole Nixon because I was like, "Oh my God, it's duplex!" And I was taking her around and looking at it, and I was like, if I had not spoken life into my dreams and pitched my way back to where I am today, none of this would have happened. And there were people and organizations that buried me years ago or with all the darkness that had happened, had considered me dead and buried. And I'm so glad that, we serve a God that has got a second, third, and 55th chances, because I was able to kind of go into hiding for 2 years and get myself together and get my mind better. And as my friend my Precious Frazier always said, you were on a sabbatical and you were on a hiatus. Remember, she changed the words. So I loved you to death. No. We got to pitch you back to life. Your business may not be doing as well as you would like it to be. Um, People aren't buying. You're not having great clients anymore. Things are happening, and so I want to talk about pitching your way back to life, but also want to share with you these three things that happened that really showed me something. Right. So I had a great time in Western North Carolina, the Black Business Expo. I got to meet business owners in Asheville, North Carolina. Sat through a men's panel, sat with the speakers. I was slinging my books like they was bricks. Do you hear me? And people were buying them in bulk. I had a woman who just came and bought so many books for her staff. And I remember there was an officer. I was like, "Oh, she giving that coin." I said, "I want to make sure I make back to my space, and I want to get beat up." And they were officers like, "We're gonna make sure." Not that I was worried, but it was this wonderful experience and looking around at a Black Business Expo in Asheville. It was inaugural, and I felt so honored to be there, so honored to be taken care of, so honored that my food and everything, like I was taken care of, and I wanted to take the time and thank Rika because I didn't know what I was walking into. I knew it was going to be a great experience, but I got to watch world class speakers: Adrian Miller, a James Beard Award winning uh, 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 culinary book expert, right? Robin Hatcher, Speak, etc. She is a legend, especially in the National Speakers Association. She works primarily with financial services professionals. She's dope. And just here I am, the killer pitch master. And I've known Robin for years, and it was just nice to watch each other and and just enjoy. So what was one of the things I took away from the experience is, as speakers, enjoy other speakers. I wasn't there to critique. I wasn't there for any of that. I enjoyed being captive to others. I enjoyed that the DJ and I had already spoken beforehand, so he knew how to get me in there. He knew that I love Moment for Life with Nicki Minaj. She found a clean version. I went from way back and walked in, and when I tell you I got up to that stage, they was already hyped. They was hyped. And I learned that even, when LinkedIn is my biggest client. And with LinkedIn, they always play that when I'm getting ready to do a virtual training. They play it and it just sets the mood, no matter if it's executives, interns, sales teams, because that song sets the tone. I want us all to have a moment for life where you look back. What did she say? In this very moment, I'm king. In this very moment, I slayed Goliath with the sling. Like, he didn't have the armor, he didn't have all the swords and stuff. He did it with what he was really talented at. That slingshot, that he just did it. Right. And so my slingshot is the ability to pitch, the ability to craft and create the most killer elevator, media, investor, speaker, sales, and interview pitches, the ability to get people to buy my books, even with the title Bad Bitches and Power Pitches, the ability to write pitches and to work with individuals and help them win their pitch competitions. Um, I had a last week I had a client who won her pitch competition, and we met the day of her competition to work through her pitch, and she won. Then I spent just a little time with one woman, and she won her first pitch competition just by reviewing the steps in my book. She won. It was $500, and to her, like, don't ever sleep on $500 because $500 could be 5 million in a minute. Please believe. So the reason why I'm bringing all of this up to you is I want to share with you why on this hashtag True Tea, Easter Tea, that this is why you have to pitch your business back to life, pitch your book sales back to life, pitch your speaking career back to life, and we're going to get more into that. So that was the Western North Carolina Black Business Expo. I was honored to be there. I am honored that Jason Muhammad pitched me to Rika, and here I was being treated to the lap of luxury and being treated like the speaker I always knew I could be, and utilizing the power of pitching to get people to buy books, to want to work with me, to network with these talented group of entrepreneurs. Like, it was so nice. I even met a brother from St. Louis just like me, and it was funny because I could just tell, right? Number two, for those of you who don't know, on April 12th, 2004, I had a nervous breakdown at Rutgers School of Law. So you already know I got kicked out of Georgetown University Law Center on March 15th, 2002. I started over at Rutgers in 2003, fall 2003. In my second semester of my first year, I had a nervous breakdown. And I was in a North Beth Israel hospital for 3 months. 3 months. And there's so much that happened. And I didn't think it was meant for me to finish law school. But as you already know, I came back. I finished law school on December 15th, 2006 to the February 2007 bar, passed New York State Bar on May 4th, graduated May 25th, 2007, right? Okay, so it's been 18 years, and you see the time that passed, it was going to pass regardless. So my hope is in you listening to it that if the time is going to pass regardless, what can you do differently? I literally took every day, minute by minute, sometimes second by second, not hour by hour, not day by day, but that moments turned into minutes, into hours, into days, into weeks. And the next thing I know, my law school career was over. And I did it. And I thank God for that second chance. I thank God for Rutgers School of Law, Newark, for my full scholarship, for my donor who paid for my bar review expenses. I passed. I passed New York and failed New Jersey. And I remember my queen said, "You gonna take New Jersey again?" Nope. I'm only taking the bar once. That's it. And I came up to New York. Number three, Rutgers School of Law had their 54th annual Minority Student Program gala. And I'll be honest with y'all, I was scared to face classmates, to face some of the people that I always felt looked at me as the runt, right? I'm not an attorney anymore. I'm not a recovering attorney. I'm done. That chapter of my life is done. But I remember, when I came back from my nervous breakdown, how I wore the same clothes over and over again. I didn't take showers. I literally, the only thing I could do was just go to school and come back. I can't tell you that it entered this. I can't. But the good news is I went and I faced my fear. I went to Newark, New Jersey, to the Ruth Bader Ginsburg Hall, and I walked in, and I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I spent 30 minutes in the bathroom at the business school up the street, and I was scared. I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't want people to, make me feel like I'm a bum. They probably remember Curvy Girls. Like, I was really going through it, y'all. And I walked in and I saw the MSP Dean, Dean Dawkins, and the Assistant Dean, Dr. Pearson, and they welcomed me in, and I was scared. Like, I was just looking around. It was huge space. And I saw some people that I remembered. I even saw a man who helped, who purchased some Curvy Girls lingerie years ago. I'm not gonna put him on blast, but I remember him writing me saying something about what he expected and he didn't get it. And I finally got to face him. And when I saw him and I wanted him to know I'm coming to talk to you, he opened his arms and I hugged him. And I can't tell you what it was like to know he was saying all is forgiven. He said, "How you doing, Killer Pitchmaster?" I said, "I'm good." He said, "You look good." And there was so much that happened in that hug, right? So what does this have to do with pitching your business back to life? Curvy Girls has been gone since 2016. But I have spent since 2000, late 2018, building up Perfect Pitches by Precious, building up my reputation, building up my reputation for consistency and for going hard no matter what. Constantly showing up, even when people are probably tired of me. Writing and giving people the business. I love what I do and I'm not going to stop. And it started with knowing who my audience was, who I wanted it to be, who am I focused on, eyes on the prize. And I'm telling you, that informed how I pitched differently. It also required me to start building a small team to keep me focused. And so when I tell you today, hashtag Easter tea, pitching your way back to life, I have 5 tips, but I definitely want you all to know because I'm starting to see the LinkedIn comments. So again, this is a Keeping It Real with the Killer Pitchmaster show. Today's episode on is hashtag Easter tea, pitching your business back to life. It is Easter. We know that Jesus rose. He overcame death. He is the way, the truth, and the life. And when you think it's over, I promise you, it's just begun. There are so many people who are sold a bill of goods about how easy business is, how you can make money this fast and stuff like that. And even if it were true, which I do not believe. I believe that you can start the steps in the process, but it still takes time to build a foundation. In the meantime, let me share you some of the things that can help you do it. And so if you're in the comments, please tell me your name, the name of your company or your business or whatever you sell, and what made you come to this particular episode. Did I say anything in those first three stories that resonated with you as we begin to go into why it is important to pitch your business back to life? And I just want you all to know, facing Rutgers, facing past my professors, like I Professor David Trout, he got an award that night. He taught me business towards intellectual property. Professor Carlos Gonzalez, he taught civil procedure. And do you know what it was like to see people? I graduated 15 years ago. 15 and started law school 18, like 18, 19 years ago. So think about that. When I saw Professor Gonzalez, he said, "Oh, you're famous." I didn't know who he was talking about. He's like, "You." And I was like, "No." And he asked me about my books. He said so many wonderful things. Professor Trout, he didn't remember my name, but when I said Precious, he said Precious Williams. Do you know that? Because it wasn't this, "Oh, I don't like her." It was, we know who you are. I mean, I know, like, I can't remember, your face has changed, but you know what I mean? And so, why am I talking about pitching your way back to life? Because there are people watching you right now. It is Easter. It's time to speak life and to pitch your business back to life. It is important right now in this moment. If you believe that God rose again, that he overcame death, that his ways are higher than our ways, and that you have to trust in him with all your heart and lean not to your own understanding, there are doors he's opening. There are windows he's cracking. There are there's slices that he's trying to push you through. And he's getting you out of the it's almost like sometimes we're comfortable with failure. He's like, no, no, I want you to step your game up because you've been pitching to the wrong people. You've been pitching to the wrong audience. You have the right message, the wrong audience, or you have the right audience with the wrong message. So let's talk about it. If this is resonating with y'all, let us just know. Let me see. Let me see what's in the comments. Okay, hold on, y'all. All right. Okay. Reverend Godfrey Biyamukama, please let me know if I said your name right. An extraordinary opportunity, Seeking Care Initiative Foundation stresses its objectives on a strategic approach to the needs of humankind and what structures could be set up to. Wait, I'm not sure what this is. So is this a pitch? Because I'm not sure what this is. What structures could be set up to create a diverse, positive role in open communities for our people by creating jobs and activities favorable to each individual in relation to their skills, proper planning and management into business identification process, training. Okay. Reverend Godfrey, where is this located? Is this a pitch? Because I'm not sure what this is, but welcome. Glad you're here. Tamisha, Tamisha Campbell, let that song. Which song? Moment for Life Queen. Okay. Reverend Godfrey. Okay, I'm not sure what this is, so I'm gonna move on from that. Um, Camila Jackson, your name made me come to listen and the notification. I'm a partner with New Wave Health University. You can visit the website. Tell Camila, tell me about New Wealth University. Is in the United States? Is it somewhere else? Please let me know. Thank you for coming. Tamisha, yes, that one. Thank you, Queen. Okay, so let's get into it. So, as I said, this is a hashtag Easter tea and pitching your business back to life. So, before we begin, if any of you have been wondering, how do you pitch yourself? What is a pitch? A pitch is a short, brief way of introducing you, your brand, your business, your product or service to you hope is an interested party so that so that you can develop a relationship, which hopefully leads to a sale, leads to referrals, leads to promotions, leads to new clients, turning into repeat clients and customers that lead to repeat customers, right? And so sometimes you only have 30 seconds, 60 seconds, 90 seconds. And there are different types of pitches. As I said, the elevator, the media, the investor, the sales, the speaker, and the interview pitch. So if you've been wanting to know, how do you create a pitch for yourself that will bring your business back to life, that will attract VIPs, will attract media attention, that will attract the right people to buy from you and to keep up with what you're doing because it will impact their business or their life. I want to share with you all. I want to share with you all this link, and I'll put it actually in the comments too. But we've created a speaker one and a pitch sheet and a workbook that you can work with, even has Canva involved in it, so you can create the perfect pitches for you. Now, as you already know, I'm 4-time #1 best-selling author, but with this $27 workbook plus Canva and Sheet, you're going to learn how to create the perfect pitch, whether you're a speaker or an entrepreneur with this. So take advantage of it, and I'll put it also in the comments again. But I definitely want you all to take advantage of it because we worked very hard on it, and I definitely want you to see the difference between what I do and what some other people may do, right? And so I'm gonna come over here and see. I'm gonna put the link here in the comments. So, okay, here, and I'll put that in the chat, and y'all check that out, okay? It's going to take a minute. Okay, so that's the link right there. Just put it in the comments. So if you are ready, if you all are ready. Oh, I saw some comments come in. Let me just make sure. I saw some queens. Alice Washington, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The stepping stone pathways, we assist single parents in post-secondary education with a 2-generational holistic approach. www.tsspathways.com. You better go. You better go, Alice. I'm glad you're here, Queen. Okay, so then let me look at Camila. New Wealth University, elsewhere you build generational wealth. The programs we offer is how to build a home-based business, spirituality, prosperity, and more. Uh, uh, so it's online. Is it located in a different country? Is it in this country? Let us know, Camila. And thank you for letting us know, okay? So who's ready to learn 5 great ways to pitch your business back to life? And that's why we created the speaker 1 template, the pitch 1 template, plus a workbook to help you. So even if I'm not around teaching on pitching, you have something to work with. So who's ready for me to talk about that Easter tea and how, and the 5 steps that I'd love for you all to take advantage of when it comes to pitching your business back to life? Number one. Hold on, let me just do this real quick. I'm gonna come off of that. I want to know that y'all ready. See, we already got to me. She said, I'm ready. Let's go. All right, Queen. Let's go. Okay. So number 1, face everything and acknowledge your part, and whether it went good or bad. Face everything. So if you made a mistake in business, if you had the wrong partner, if you overspent on something, if you made a mistake, face it. The moment you face it and you acknowledge your part, and this is what I mean. With Curvy Girls Lingerie, wasted a lot of money because I didn't know what to do. I was overwhelmed, and yes, I was a great pitch master, but not having everything right on the back end, not having the right support, not focusing on the things that would have grown us further and further, cost me my entire business. We didn't die because we weren't getting orders. We couldn't fulfill the orders we had. We grew too big too fast. Also, my business partner and I, we were not aligned. This is not on her or me. We just weren't. So now that I've had 6 years to look past the death of Curvy Girls Lingerie, I've had time to reflect on the people I let down. I've had time to face the fact that I was a severe alcoholic. I've had time to pray to God for forgiveness and for everyone I hurt. I'm sorry. I know I made mistakes. In the last 3+ years, I'm acknowledging it to people and I'm facing them. I'm not running. I'm not doing anything. I'm facing them. And it's like the moment you face people and you say, I'm sorry, I can take anything else, but I got to say, I'm sorry. I am not who I used to be. And a great majority of them understood, because most people never say they're sorry. Most people never come back and get themselves together. So face everything, acknowledge your part, and don't even promise to do better. Show them. And that's what these last 3 years have been about, is showing people I'm not who I used to be. When I was now that I'm winning grants, now that I'm bigger stages and I have my small team and we're growing, I'm not in this by myself. I may be the killer pitch master, business development, all kind of stuff, but I have a team that knows what they're doing. My CPA, my CFO, my business coach, email marketing, social media marketing. I have my mentors from the different programs I'm in. I've been blessed to claw my way out of the dark situation, but I had to face it. So if you made mistakes in business, own that shit. Own it. Own it. Because as soon as you own it, as soon as you ask for forgiveness, now it's time to show them what you made of now with experience. Number two, face yourself. We've talked about this before. I remember I talked about it in Liu Kang in Mortal Kombat. He had three things to face. And I can't remember what the third thing was. Face yourself. Forgive yourself for not knowing, for making bad decisions, for having the wrong people around you, for not being discerning. Face yourself. Face yourself. One of the things that bothered me is I kept letting the weight and the shame of guilt and shame eat me alive. When I told people my story and I felt like they kept throwing it up in my face that I was homeless before, that I was an alcoholic, it bothered me so much I was afraid to come back. And then one day I had to realize that there is no one in this life who gets by unscathed. And you're going to make mistakes. And if people are going to throw it in my face or act like they've done so much better, it's because no one knows what they've done wrong. I'm willing to acknowledge it to myself and I'm willing to acknowledge it to others, because I damn sure don't want people walking around thinking that only perfect people make it to the top. It's not true. You will face many battles on this journey. That's why you think these legacy businesses that have been around 50 to 100 years, they didn't weather some storms, whether it's regulatory, whether it's clients and customers switching up, whether it's technology. I'm telling you, face yourself and begin to heal and pray to God and get with the right people who are going to push you forward. They not letting you sit in your depression. Get your ass up and let's go. Dig ya? Amen. That's number two. Number three, listen for God's small voice. Instead of looking at social media and watching what everybody seems to be doing and living their best life, I want you to spend time with Him and let Him tell you what your real purpose is. You might even be shocked. I've been speaking since I was 16 years old, and I didn't really know what my talent and gift really was, my zone of genius. The only way I learned what my zone of genius was my back was against the wall. The first time I was successful, I couldn't sustain it because I didn't believe I deserved it. I didn't think I was pretty enough. I didn't think all sorts of things. Those things don't even bother me today. What people have said about me in the past does not bother me. When people make judgments about my looks or why I'm not here and there, I don't let that bother me, because you know my name and I don't know yours. So if the thing is I'm not good enough, tell that to my repeat clients and customers. Tell that to the Google, the LinkedIn's, and Microsofts of the world. Tell that to the woman who walked into this home homeless and couldn't pay her rent, who can now pay her rent. Tell that to the woman who had to pitch her way out of darkness, built a small team, and is now on stages I never thought existed. Tell that to the woman who people buried under guilt and shame, and she'll never come back, and to come back with a vengeance. And I want you to hear what I'm saying to you. I don't care what mistakes you've made. I don't care what people say about you. The only opinion whose matters is his or your creator or your higher power. If you look in the Bible, there are plenty of stories of people who by people's estimations or by their thoughts shouldn't even be in the Bible because they weren't perfect. Listen, my pictures are perfect. I am not. I am a work in progress. I done fucked up, made up a lot of mistakes. Made a lot of mistakes. The thing is, I'm very discerning about who I hang with now. There's certain people I don't deal with because the spirits don't match my spirit, so we don't match energies. It's not that I hate, because I don't. We just don't. But my mission is not tied to him or to her or to this group. It is tied to my creator who is guiding my steps. And so I want you to know every mistake you made has a purpose. Every challenge you've ever overcome is so much sweeter now, right? And so think about that. My grandmother died April 19th, 2000. It's been 22 years since she died. 22. I'm going to be emotional this week because I want to make her proud. And I know she's watching me. And I know she had her challenges and her problems. But she told me where I was going to be, and I didn't believe her because I felt unwanted so long in my life. And that's why it's important that as you're pitching your business back to life, what relationships are you fostering right now? I have a friend, she has COVID. I invited her to this swanky event. She told me she had COVID. I was like, I want to stop everything. Like, can I send you groceries? Because that's what my queens and kings did for me. I don't ever want her to feel like don't nobody care. She's like, she already had things delivered. But I'm catching up with her. Other friends, I'm checking in with them because business is cool, but I want to make sure that people know that I care because they have shown me nothing but blessings and grace. In fact, when I came back from Western North Carolina, I had a package and didn't even open it. But it was from my client, who's been my client over a year now. We're now in year 2, my retainer client. And she sent me all this Mary Kay products because she knows I love makeup. I love like skincare, all that kind of stuff. But she did something that I usually do for her. She sent me a gift to say thank you. Not because I did anything, I've been working with her a long time. She's already popping. But she wanted me to know out of the blue, she's thinking of me. Who are you doing that for? I don't mean family and friends, because oftentimes your family and friends are not your ideal clients or ideal customers. But to her, she wanted that to come out of the blue to let me know I'm thinking of you, coach. I'm thanking you for the things that we're doing together that are blowing my mind. So, how are you sowing a seed in someone else? How are you sowing a seed? How are you sowing the seed? From what you all have heard with those first 3 or 4, which one resonates the most with you? Which ones resonate the most with you? I have 2 more to go, but I really want to know what resonates the most about what I'm saying to you all. Okay, so hold on. All right, okay, hold on. Camila, online with Dr. Richardson, MC Light. MC Light is one of the reasons why I'm the Killer Pitchmaster. Her and Robert Townsend gave me the title Killer Pitchmaster. I will always love her. Alice, yes, yes, Alice, tell me what you're yesing to. Okay, and then be your own boss with New Wealth University. Thank you, Camila. Tina, everyone walks with a little. Tina, my girl, my client. I love you, Tina. Uh, Look at her. She knows. So she said, Big Precious is proud and watching you every step of the way. Thank you. And see, that's what I mean. Tina be sending me, y'all want me to drop y'all want me to, do they want the smoke, Tina? Do they want to know how you just be sending me black angels that sit right in front of me? Do they want to know, girl, y'all want me to show you the black angels that sit right on my desk that I look at every day? This one is music is the prayer the heart sings for the Lord. You already know. So I have warrior women. I have angel. Look, y'all want the smoke. I promise you, y'all don't want the smoke. But these are things that my clients have sent me. I don't ask. And I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful that my clients are seeing results because they wouldn't send me nothing. Greatest coach ever. These things matter to me. More than any awards, it's my clients are winning because I finally pitched my way back, pitched my business back to life. My focus was eyes on the prize. That's number 5. Eyes on the prize. What is the goal of what you're doing? Is it to help your clients and your customers go into their next level? Is it to make their life convenient? Is it to save them time and money? What is the eyes on the prize? Damn what everybody else is doing on social media, because that flexing is real cute. but a lot of it ain't in your bank account. But I'm not calling anybody out because I used to flex back in the day. Let's be clear. Wasn't nothing popping like that. So when Babson College, they just invited me to be the graduation speaker for their spring soiree for the Seawell program. I was so honored. And then they bought a bulk order of my books, and I mailed them off yesterday, the day before Easter. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because by pitching my way back to life, I want to show y'all what's possible. When I wrote my first book at 40 years old, you could not have told me it would be a number one bestseller. You couldn't have told me that my books would be bought and bulk by the biggest companies in the world. You couldn't have told me that. You couldn't have told me I've had clients and customers around the world. But it's because I pitched my business back to life. I was in your face. I had people talking about me that I didn't even know were talking about me. When I show up at events, people are always surprised that I really am like I am in video. And that's because there's no faking or fraud no more. I don't have time for that. I don't have time to say she made me or he made me, because they didn't. He made me. And so I want to share with you all that pitching your business back to life, it is not tied to that group or that organization or that man or that woman. It is tied to you listening to your creator. My creator didn't make me a motivational speaker. My creator made me the killer pitch master, and to help women and men give birth to their next beautiful now. And that is why, we created the our pitch and speaker one sheet and workbook, because even if you never work with me, you need to know how to pitch your business, whether it's at a networking event, whether it's to the media, whether it's to investors, whether it's a sales pitch, whether it's an interview pitch, whether you're a speaker, you want to be hashtag book busy and paid to be in what? Hashtag booked and blissful. You need to know that. And so please take advantage of my pitch and speaker one sheet plus workbook. It's $27. You can get it at the link. And if you need the link, just tell me in the chat and I'll get that for you. So let me see what else. I know y'all had some more comments. Just give me a second, y'all. Lisa the TOEFL, great information. Thanks for sharing. Also, you all, Lisa the TOEFL, she has Tiger Eye. Is it Tiger Eye Solutions or Tiger Eye Consulting? This is my queen that helps me send out gifts to my clients and customers just out of the blue. They never know when it's coming, but I really want people to know that the fortune really is in the follow-up. How do you acknowledge people? How do you show love? I have a friend, Ramon Ray, Smart Hustle Magazine. He has his own conferences. He and I work with the same agent. When I tell you this man blessed me, he pitched me for an opportunity in Aruba, and it's happening. He doesn't have to, but he edifies me. We were on two different stages together. One at the Profit First Conference, Profit Con 21, and we were also at the Professional Photographers of America conference that was in Washington, D.C. earlier this year. When I tell you this man edifies me, he has shown me how to edify other speakers while I'm at the event. It is nothing to, when someone teaches you something, pass it forward. This man, before I got on stage at the Prophet Con, showing me mad love. We're two different types of speakers. I admire him, but he wanted to get the crowd ready for me. Who does that as a speaker? Who does that? That's what he did for me, and now I'm paying it forward. And here he is pitching me off in places. Then you have like Andrew Frazier with a small business like a pro, small business like a pro. I'm hoping I'm saying it right. He's provided me opportunities to speak at his conference, which led to even more clients, people buying my books, like putting me on Front Street. And these are brothers and sisters. Some of them are brothers and sisters from other misters and mothers. Think about that. Who's pitching you? But you got to show an interest in them. I'll show you how to bait, attract, and close. Ramon is good for how we getting from girlfriend, boyfriend into that marriage. How we doing it? We are all complementary, but we don't have competition among us, because when we all work together, everybody eats. Can I keep it a buck? That's right, Jimmy. So eyes on the prize, right? Let me just make sure I get to it. Here's another one. I don't want y'all to hear me. Some of us have been pitching to people who really can't afford us. And that is not a disrespect to them. But if you're constantly pitching to people who can't afford you, and my coach, Ty Goodwin, always says this, she wanted to help a particular group, but they didn't have the money. So who does? What are they seeking? What are their challenges? What are their problems? If you can help that group, then you can also provide services to the other. But you need to be paid for your zone of genius by those who recognize that's what they need right now. So, in the time that I'm finished with this LinkedIn Live, think about who else needs your services. People often wonder, how do I get Harvard, Columbia, George Washington University, Spelman College, Morehouse College, Babson College to rock with me? Mind you, I don't have a law degree anymore, but I have a terminal degree. How am I getting paid speaking engagements? Or how am I getting companies to buy my books in bulk? How am I doing it? It's the conversation and building the relationships. My eyes are on the prize. It is not enough to just speak just to be speaking, but you have to be in front of the right audience with the right message, with the right call to action. If you don't have all of those things, that is why you need the pitch and speaker one sheet with the workbook, because it shows you, and you need to start testing because there are different audiences that need you. I promise you, there are different audiences that need you. And so I'm in the corporate realm. I'm in um, IT, tech. I am in financial services. I'm a keynote speaker at various events. In fact, April 28th, as I told y'all, I'm the spring soiree speaker, graduation speaker for Sewell at Babson College. May 17th, I'm going to be at Howard County Chamber of Commerce's Women's Leadership Conference. I'm the afternoon keynote. And just think about these sort of things. Also, just sign the contract, and we are the pitch coach for a national television show. And as soon as I get there, y'all, because I can't do nothing until I be taking pictures. Because I'm up, when y'all see me filming, please believe I said when I was 5 years old, I knew I was gonna be a talk show host. And a lot of this had to come through media, but media doesn't show people who aren't making moves and making waves and transforming the industry. It took from 2010 to 2022 for me to be where I am. My eyes are now really on the prize. So, Curvy Girls Lingerie, even though it is gone, it is dead and it is buried. It gave birth to Perfect Pitches by Precious. It gave birth to the Killer Pitch Master. It gave birth to the Pitch Queen. It gave birth to me being a corporate trainer for sales pitching, sales scripting, intergenerational communication, internal, external communication. It gave birth to me being able to teach at the collegiate level. It gave birth to me being a four-time #1 best-selling author. It gave birth to my media empire that's slowly growing. But do you see, I had to pitch life I had to pitch my business back to life. I had to show that this is my zone of genius. And I want to know, what's your zone of genius? Y'all let me know which one of these will probably most likely help you pitch your business back to life on the hashtag Easter tea. Y'all drop that tea. I'm gonna stop talking because I want to hear what you all are feeling. Tamisha, I really resonated with Face Everything and Acknowledge Your Part. Thank you, Tamisha. Alice, yes, I am ready for your nuggets of wisdom. Thank you. And then you have Tina. Tina says, receipts bring much respect. I appreciate you, legend. I love it. Tina says, you are the prize, period. What did City Girl say? Period. I don't worry, job. I am a job. What? Stop it. So I say all of this to say to you all, think about what we talked about today, right? Think about what we talked about today. And for those of you who are new to Keeping It Real with the Killer Pitchmaster Show, we usually hear every Sunday. The last few Sundays I've been gone, so I wasn't able to do my show, but I love coming to you and just giving you a fresh perspective and not making you feel bad for making mistakes, not making you feel bad for the challenges you have faced, but I want you to know you can still move on. I'm never going to sugarcoat and say it's easy. I'm never going to sugarcoat and say it can't. It's the easiest thing. It's not easy to face the mistakes you've made. It's not easy to face the very people who said you would never do it again. It is not easy for me to talk about my childhood. It is not easy for me to know, for me to be the greatest coach ever, I was once the worst coach ever. It is not easy for me to bare my soul and say that I've made some pretty bad errors in judgment. I don't want you all to beat yourself up forever. I want you to move forward. It's Easter. And this is hashtag Easter tea. I want you to pitch your business back to life. And I really want to know from you all, what are you going to take away from today's episode? What resonated the most with you? I know that you all are still works in progress, just like me. But we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us, I promise. So please let me know which one resonates the most with you all. And for those of you who don't know, this is my website. So I am the Killer Pitch Master. My website is www.perfectpitchesbyprecious.com. And on my website, you'll see why, as a 13-time national pitch champion, international professional speaker, corporate trainer, and best-selling author, how working with me, whether it's one-on-one, in groups, or if your company is looking to hire dynamic speakers that really teach and entertain at the same time, it makes people want to learn about pitching, about communication skills, about upping their game, about getting VIPs to notice you even though you're small. Like, I want you all to know, before Les Brown, Tony Robbins, Lisa Nichols, and all these great people were the names they were once small. And they had to fight their way to making it who they are and to be known in their realm. I want you to know that we have to stop selling ourselves as if we're like everybody else, or using the same language. I will never. That's why my books are Bad Bitches and Power Pitches for women entrepreneurs and speakers only. My second book is Bad Bitches and Power Pitches, the workbook. My third book was Pitching for Profit, the Bad Bitches Playbook to Convert Conversations into Currency. And my fourth book, which is coming out in September, but you can get it in pre-order right now on Amazon. It's called The Pitch Queen: A Woman's Journey from Poverty to Purpose in Profits. And so if you take nothing from today, please share with me what you've learned. If there are other people that you want to share this particular episode with, type their names in the comments. I'm not going to contact them. I just want you all to know. Share with them why they should listen. What are you getting out of this that you want them to get out of it? And if there are any links that I gave today, you can say, hey, I want all the links. You can say, hey, I want the link for the workbook, the speaker one in the workbook, pitch workbook. You can say, hey, I want the link to your website. Hey, I want the link to your upcoming book called The Pitch Queen. Let me know. You know what I mean? I definitely want you all to know that I never want you to come here and always feel sold to. That's not it. But I do want you all to know that I'm not only the client, I'm the pitching president. So I'm in the trenches just like you. I'm showing you because I'm still there. I'm not so high on the hog, but it really taught me pitching my business back to life. It took me pitching myself back to life. It took me understanding that God put me through all that I went through so that I can have the clarity to speak now from experience and not from what I read in the textbook. And so let me know how you all feel. If not, I will let you all go very soon. Hold on. Coach Glow 5 Bro. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you for being you. Thank you, Queen. Thank you, Coach Glow. Alice, shifting to the audience who can pay for our services and how I can help them sustain and grow their staff. You better believe it, Queen. You better believe it. You better believe it. And so again, everyone, today's exciting episode was definitely on hashtag Easter tea. Pitching your business back to life. God rose from death. He overcame death. The time we're in right now is a great reset. I'm not going to sugarcoat and say it's easy, but it can be overcome. Your business is not dead. It's not even on a lifeline. Let's breathe life back into it. Let's remember that you might need to be pitching to a different audience, a different network. You might need to be in different groups than where you are right now. Because if people aren't moving, even in the groups you're in the wrong groups. If people aren't referring you, they need to know how to do that. If people aren't putting you on blast, if they're not giving you testimonials and you know you're doing dynamic work, we might need to sit down and have a consultation. Because it wasn't until I got recognized in tech that people started noticing me and be like, how the hell did she get into LinkedIn, Google? And what? This bum? No, I'm not a bum. Whoever I used to be is not who I am today. I'm clear, I'm focused, I'm bold, and I'm in control. I'm a full figure diva, the plus size fashionista who's taking the business world by storm, and I won big. And yes, I walked out of homelessness and addiction to be where I am today. Clean and sober, clean and focused. Let's get it. Let me see what my peeps are saying. Okay, hold on. Let me go back. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Officer, my eyelashes itching. Y'all know, girl. Y'all know how we be in these streets. Okay, hold on. Okay, let me see. Trisha was Miss Precious. I follow your post on LinkedIn. I love your story. I'm in between having finding my purpose following 4 years of being a widow. Ooh, Queen, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. And I thank you for saying that because when our loved ones die, sometimes we're afraid to say how we're really feeling. I told you I lost the love of my life, and still to this day, it's still shocking to me. I'm not a widow, but he was the love of my life. And I am honored that you came here to say that. And I hope that my posts and my LinkedIn lives are a blessing to you, just like you've been a blessing to me. There is a woman that I did the TEDx Babson College with a few weeks ago, and she did a talk on there are words. And she said that when she lost her son was one of two children who were rafting, and their raft capsized, and they found her son's body, but not the body of her son's best friend. And people didn't know what to say to her, and they would say there are no words, and she said there are words. I'm happy to see you. Can we talk? How can I be here? So I thank you for telling me, and I'm glad you're here, Trisha. Alice says, what was 4 and 5? Alice, do you have eyes on the prize? How are you pitching yourself? And I think 5 was, are you pitching yourself to the right audience? Do you have the right message, the right audience, the right call to action? If not, then you have to go back to eyes on the prize. Who needs you? There are oftentimes we start businesses to help a certain demographic that may not be able or in a position to help us. I mean, to pay us. So you can sit here and be upset or find the audience that needs the type of services and products that you have. And as you're getting bigger than that, you're able to work with a couple of others who weren't able to pay. In fact, I have a queen right now. I'm not going to put her on blast, but she's having a sale on something. And I think other women need to be involved. And I wrote her and I said, hey, I want to pay for 2 women to take your course. And she was like, wow, you really do look out. And I was like, yeah, because I've been blessed. And I want to be a blessing to others. And so she was like, who are the 2 you're thinking of? I said, no, no. Who are the 2 that want your services that cannot afford it? Let's be a blessing to them and provide this. And I told her, I don't do this for fame. I don't do this for that. People bless me in that way. And to this day, some people will never let me know who actually paid for me to be in certain things. So again, I hope that helps you, Alice. Trisha, I feel so lost, searching after so long. Queen, honestly, that's to be expected. And I pray that you have a support network around who's calling you or you're reaching out. I honestly didn't know who my support network was because I assumed people didn't care about me past my achievements and accomplishments. I was wrong. I was wrong. When I came out of darkness into light, I got to see who was there. And they were always there. I just never was vulnerable and honest enough to say, I'm struggling. I need help. And it wasn't monetary help. It was just, I need to know that there's someone who cares for me. I had Joanne Francis, who used to be with Bright Point Health, now with Sun River Health. When I tell you she showed up at Bowery Mission every 2 weeks to make sure I was all right, because she was going to raise hell if anything happened to me. Y'all don't want the smoke with Miss Joanne Francis, my social worker friend. Y'all don't want the smoke. Precious Frazier, Richard Pearsall, they showed up for me. Richard could never come in because he's a man, but he would be waiting outside for me when I could get away, like on a pass on the weekend. So I'm telling you all, these are my ride or dies. Andrea Maddow, with Lab 141 that's now going to be changed into another name. I even think of the Queens today. They invite me places and I get to go. Sometimes I can't, but when I can, I show up. I think about Amarimba Charles with Talent Foundation. She was my client from the way back. And when I come back on the scene, she checked me and then wanted to work with me again. Think about that. I had to face her and tell her what happened. So there are a lot of people who I thought would throw daggers at me, but just wanted to know what happened and how they could help today. Think about that. There is no shame in being a widow. And sometimes we help people have the words to say to us. I'm not ashamed to call on my friends, being like, I'm under pressure, I'm scared, I'm whatever. And they will show up. My group with Dr. Katie Nall, Tony Bell, um, Michelle, Susan, Catherine Giovanni. I think about my sisters from Linda Clemens Mastermind that's in Indiana. We have a group, a text group. If something happens, I'm gonna let them know. I think about my sorors, Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, Untitled Chapter chapter. My prophecies for sheezies, my kneesies. When I didn't have rent back in the day, you know who paid? My prophecies for sheezies, my kneesies. They didn't care that I didn't have the money. They were like, yo, you fought your way out of darkness. We're gonna help. But if I had never asked, if I had never been vulnerable, they never would. So, girl, you know what to do. You know what to do. Alice, thank you, Queen. Thank you. So again, everyone, I've had you for an hour again. Y'all know I be trying to say we're gonna do 30. We don't never. We be trying, but we don't never. So again, today's wait, hold on. I'm sorry. Did I just miss something? Okay, I just want to make sure. So again, thank you everybody for coming back to another exciting edition to Keep It Real with the Killer Pitcher Master Show. This was a lively episode on hashtag Easter Tea, pitching your business back to life. I pray that you have a wonderful Easter with your family, your friends, even if alone if you just need peace and quiet. But thank you all for being here. Again, if you enjoyed yourself, please put some messages in the comments. Please let me know if you need any links. Put some names in the comments of people who need to watch this. But again, I'm so happy to have been here with you all. Yeah, I know we got the Black Angels in the house. Thank you, Tina. Love you. And I'll see you back hopefully next Sunday. Take care. Bye.